The member for Lindsay.
My question is to the Minister for Housing and Assistant Treasurer. Will the minister update the House on how the Morrison government is on the side of Australians who choose to buy their own home? Is the minister aware of any alternative policies?
The Minister for Housing and the Assistant Treasurer.
Good minister.
Well, thanks very much, Mr Speaker, and can I thank the member for Lindsay for her question, who, before being in this place, has a great history of experience in the housing sector. And can I say to the member for Lindsay, and indeed the whole House, that the Morrison government's supporting hard-working Australians trying to get into a new home. We've already passed the First Home Super Saver scheme, which has helped 3,500 first-home buyers get into the market, a policy opposed by those opposite. We're working on the First Home Loan Deposit Scheme, which will start on the 1st of January next year and which will allow first-home buyers to purchase a property with a 5% deposit supported by the government. We've also set up the National Housing Finance Investment Corporation, which has already assisted with 560 new affordable homes throughout Australia. We've also encouraged and indeed removed the impediments for older Australians looking to downsize, freeing up more housing for the next generation. And that's why, Mr Speaker, we've seen so much confidence flow back into the housing market since the election of the Morrison government. And, Mr Speaker, I'm asked by the member for Lindsay about alternative policies, and surprise, surprise, there are some alternative policies that are relevant here. And indeed, I note that today a report was released by Deloitte Access Economics analysing the impacts of Labor's housing taxes, abolishing negative gearing and doubling capital gains tax. The House would be interested to know that in this report, the report found construction of new housing would fall, 7,800 construction jobs would be lost, rents would increase, construction activity would reduce by $766 million, and GDP would be hit by $1.5 billion. So it's no surprise, Mr Speaker, that the disastrous housing taxes have mysteriously disappeared from the ALP website. We've got the co-architect of the housing taxes, the member for Rankin, along with the member for McMahon and along the member for Maribyrnong, left sort of carrying the baby. I'd say to the opposition leader, stand up to the member for Rankin and decide whose side are you on. Are you on the side of the 42,000 nurses who have invested in property? Are you on the side of the 1.2 million people and the 1.2 million Australian workers in the building industry? Are you on the side of potential first-home buyers? Because from Canning to Chisholm, from Leichhardt to Lindsay, we are backing hard-working Australians to get into the housing market.